Hi, everybody. I'm Teresa Lisum, coming to you with my amazing guest co-host today, Heidi Drummond. Hi,
Hi.
Heidi. And we're evolving women. I'm evolving. You're evolving. We're all evolving. And we're here to help each other evolve. Our intention here with our episode today and every episode is to fill the world with uplifting messages. Maybe plant some new perspectives, some new seeds, share some tools and some resources, give you some new things to think about and maybe change or shift your mindset. And we're here to give you permission to be your best self and live your best life. So, welcome. We're so glad you're here. So, welcome back with my guest co host, Heidi Drummond. We just were talking in a previous episode about things that you could do to help you feel better and good about your finances when you're approaching or when you're already in retirement. We gave some easy action steps that you could take. So, we're going to continue the conversation today and we're going to talk about money mindset. And if that's something that you've never heard of before, we're going to see what is involved in it. This was hard for me to believe, Heidi, that money does have a mindset to it. When I first heard that or saw it play out for myself, it was like very shocking. So can you give us, I'm going to say not quite a definition, but an idea around what money mindset is for those who might not fully get that or have never heard that that phrase before?
Yeah, everybody has a way of thinking about money. Money is good, money is bad, money is evil. You hear a lot of people quote the Bible saying that it says money is the root of all evil, which is not the whole statement in the Bible, but it says the worship of money is
Mhm.
is the root of all evil, not just money itself. So money is a tool and you can either use it for good or you can use it for bad. And yeah, I think a lot of times people's money mindset, they've inherited from their parents. If you all and I truly believe in manifesting things. So if you always thought that you're never going to have any money, you're never going to be able to retire, and you're never this and never that, then chances are you're never going to. You're right. You're right. But
Mhm.
if you think the other way, it is going to happen. I think that has a lot to do with it, your thoughts about it. So,
Yeah, it's like I said, if it's the first time you've ever heard that, it is hard to really grasp and process and believe. Like money, when I grew up, is something in your hands, something you exchange for a product or an item or a service or whatever. So it was like a physical, substantial, tactile thing. So to hear that there's a mindset around it or an energy around it is like totally opposite that and can be a hard thing to really comprehend or even hear about it.
and there are a lot of money mindset coaches out there. If you're curious at all, you can Google it and talk to one of them or a bunch of them. You know, they all want to help you, but I guess it's for me. I just remember my dad saying to me, "The checkbook is just where you keep score," and I always
Oh,
love that.
that
It's like,
is, I've never heard that, but I do like that.
yeah.
Wow.
Um, but and you said something a few minutes ago about how having it in your hand and spending it, and in today's world most people don't have
I know.
cash in their hands. They've got a credit card, they've got
Yeah,
Venmo, they've got Zelle. They never even see the money.
that is
And
so
now with
true.
crypto and all the things that are coming, it's a whole nother mindset thing, because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, they just live on their credit cards, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to tell you, if you're living on your credit cards and you're not paying your balance off at the end of the month, you're not going to be able to afford to retire.
Mm-hmm. There
You're
you
never
go.
going to be able to grow your wealth,
She's
because
just being real, just being real with you.
yeah.
But
So,
yeah, Yeah, the younger generations for sure, like they're always saying, like, I don't have any money. I mean, I don't have any cash. I don't like I like to have some. It must be because of, my upbringing. I like to have some in my wallet. I just feel more secure knowing I have something that I could pull out and hand people. But I mean, I also love the convenience of a card, but it's all like digital and we never even see it. It's just all in this cyberspace thing.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, it is kind of bizarre when you really think about it. But I love that you said money is just a tool. And depending on the person who has the tool will determine whether, and well, I'll just say good or bad, because money really has no good or bad energy or no good or bad emotion. It's what we attach to it.
Exactly. Exactly. Maybe you were brought up in a household where they, always said that people that have a lot of money are evil, or people that,
Exactly.
whereas a lot of people are very generous with their money when they have a lot of money, so it's you just got to examine what you think about money when it comes right down to it, and I guess if you don't have a lot, you think one way, and if you do have a lot, you think a different way, and if you're in between, you know you might not even think the same way your siblings think about it.
I was just going to say that. I know for a fact that me and my siblings do not have the same money mindset around money.
Same with my sister and brother and myself.
Even though we grew up with the same parents, they must have assimilated something different than I did, or I just chose or was able to shift over the years, and maybe they never shifted or grew that money mindset. I like to think of it as a growth process. I believe we have a choice in where that money mindset is on a spectrum, maybe. And we do have the option of changing it and creating a new, better money mindset. And again, maybe that is not something that people believe is even possible.
And maybe they didn't even know they had one.
Exactly.
They realized they had one.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a good point too. And I know you said your dad was saying the checkbook was just a way of keeping score. And I don't remember my parents saying anything. Like sometimes people have memories of their parents saying the same things over and over. Like I do remember my dad maybe once or twice say, well, what do you think I have in the backyard? A money tree or something along that line. I'm like, what the heck is he talking about?
Well, that's what my parents used to say, the money tree. And a couple of generations later, the kids thought that money just came out of the wall. You go to the ATM and
Oh,
just
yeah,
go to
good
the
point.
ATM and get some money, Mom.
Good
What do you mean you don't have any money?
Good point. Good point.
Some
But
people go, what do you mean I don't have any money? I still have checks in my checkbook.
Oh my God. See, so it's a different money mindset.
Exactly.
I was going to say, and if you didn't hear your parents say anything about money, we still absorbed messages subconsciously. We absorb their money mindset, their way of thinking about money, just based on maybe behaviors or like we never talked about money when I grew up. Like, so that was like I was assimilating something from them, just from them not talking about it.
Yeah.
Or if you hear parents arguing over it all the time, then you absorb that, oh, money must be bad. It causes problems in relationships.
Yeah.
Because, and you don't consciously think this. That's just something that comes again through subconsciously, unconsciously. And then that plays out for us in our own lives as we become adults.
So true.
I know my dad, he was part of the construction people, he was always having to work and find construction sites to work from. So sometimes he had to travel really, really far out of our local area to get to a construction site or a construction job. So I just assumed that to have money, A, was a lot of effort. B, it kept you from your family because you had to be gone. And it was not something you talk about. So I guess that's what I picked up from my family. And there's never enough.
Yeah, and I've had some mindset things that I've had to come over, the never enough thing, because I've been there where I didn't have enough, you know. There was more month at the end of the paycheck, you know, but your money mindset can shift. It's all about educating yourself.
So I was just going to ask, how did you shift your mindset around money?
Well, I guess I started as I got older and watching people around me and what they were saying and doing, how they were acting. And I would think, well, I don't want to be that way. I don't want people to, you know, they would say, oh, they would compare and I was like, I don't want to be that way. I learned, I guess I learned the abundance mindset and that there is enough for everybody. It's not like if he's got all the money, I can't have any money. You know, it's that there's enough money to go around. You know, it's not either he has it so you can't have it, or I have it and you can't have it. You know, there's plenty to go around. So it's the abundant mindset. And I've gone through a lot of coach training and that kind of stuff that really helped me develop that abundance mindset.
Yeah. And I love that you said you had support, you learned, you had to watch other people, observe, make some choices and some decisions based on those observations. And you had to and again, correct me if I'm wrong, you had to train yourself. You had to make that shift gradually over time with different resources and with the help of different people to let go of that never enough mindset into that abundance mindset.
Yeah. And I did. I heard a long time ago, the mind that created the problem can't be the mind that fixes the problem, which meant I needed to go find somebody else to help me think differently, look at things differently, have a different perspective. So, and it's been a process and it's still evolving, you know, we're all always growing and learning. You know? So
for sure.
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
For sure. I'm just going to mention this because it was so in my face just a very short time ago I'm just going to say a family member couldn't even walk into a space where they felt there was more money than they were used to. And this person was really, really uncomfortable because this place was beautiful. And you can tell, you know, there was a lot of money involved here and a lot of people that visited this place had money, you know, and it was like a level or two above what this person was used to. And this person was really, really uncomfortable and didn't want to be there. And and it was just the most bizarre thing to watch play out. And it was the mindset that was taking her into this really weird place in her mind. It was a story. It was a she. It was a story in her mind that she had about herself and about her relationship with people with money, and she didn't belong there. And blah, you know, it was just so interesting to see it play out right in front of my eyes.
Yeah, and it's true. It's all about your thoughts. It's not the circumstances. It's what you think about the circumstances, whatever, money or anything else.
Yeah. So I'm just going to invite viewers, listeners, if they can think of anybody or, anything, any message you got from childhood that you remember or that you assimilated or that you picked up that has, created the money mindset for you? And is it still playing out, or have you changed that money mindset? So just do a little exploring of your own and thinking about your own money mindset. And is it an old one? Have you created a new one? And, just where are you in that process?
Yeah. And again, the first step is recognizing that you have one.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. Awareness that you even have one.
And it's not a judgment. It's not a good or bad
Exactly.
thing. It's just
Exactly.
an awareness thing. And
Right.
once you're aware of it, if you don't like it, then you can start taking action to change it.
Yeah, I
But the
love that.
first step
Yeah.
is being aware.
Don't judge yourself for not knowing, but yeah, awareness is really, really important and the first step. And if you don't go beyond awareness, that's okay. But even that awareness is going to shift you in some way. Maybe
Absolutely.
it might, put you on a path that you start to change your money mindset unintentionally. You just start looking at things a little bit differently. Like, oh, I kind of remember thinking like that, but take baby steps. Don't judge yourself. You can start new and fresh every single day. Every moment in time is a time and a good starting point, and then go from there if you so choose. And if you don't choose to, that's fine too.
That's right. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
All good.
And do you don't have any mindset resources maybe you can recommend? I know there's lots of books out there because
Yeah.
I've read a lot of them.
There are, and like I said, a lot of the money mindset coaches out there do usually give like a free initial consultation if you're really interested in delving into it. I just recommend that you know, research it and look for some people. Maybe some coaches that can recommend them. I don't have any
Okay.
money mindset coaches that I could
Okay.
recommend.
But if someone came to you to explore different options and to see how you could help them, learn and understand their money, would you be able to help them with some mindset shifts?
Well, we would absolutely have conversations about it. If everybody's different, so it would depend on where they are and where they want to go. But yes, absolutely, we would be able to talk about it, and that's a good jumping off place for them. Maybe just having somebody to talk to about it that they've never talked about it before.
I was just going to say, just talking is a big thing. Just talking is huge.
And I think sometimes it's easier to talk to somebody you don't know or that doesn't know you. You feel more comfortable sharing things, no judgment.
Right, right, right. So yeah, awareness is big, just having awareness for yourself and finding someone you feel comfortable talking about money with. It can be anybody that you trust and that you feel comfortable with. But yeah, I've had some conversations with some women that, yeah, it was just like they don't typically talk about it. So all kinds of things were coming up in a safe, you know, environment, a safe place to talk, because we don't get that opportunity for the
No.
most part. Most of us, some people do. It's just people I've always hung with. It was just not a topic of conversation. So it's really uncomfortable for me to talk about it, even to this day. Way better than it used to be, but just having conversations is a good way of shifting your perspective,
And
shifting
just
your money mindset.
saying things out loud just
Yeah,
helps.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know. I do a lot of work with affirmations. The repetition for me is really helpful to me to change my mindset around money and other things. Like I feel like I'm creating new neural pathways in my brain with that repetition. So eventually it just becomes, habitual in and of its own. So that's how I approach it. Um, but yeah, money mindset is a topic that I love talking about because it's not something I ever did talk about. So it's almost like freeing for me to talk about it with somebody. But I appreciate you talking here with us. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we wrap up this episode?
No, this has been great. I know in the last episode we were talking more about action items, and I do have some
Mhm.
tips I can share, but probably on another call. This call is pretty clear that it's mindset, and the tips aren't about mindset.
Hmm. Tips. All right. Well, I guess we have another episode coming. Stay tuned to learn some tips from Heidi.
Tips on
Thank you.
tips on how to deal with your finances, how to get it in order and get it straight.
Okay. So you heard it. You're going to have to look for that next episode. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Heidi, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we are going to continue this conversation and get her tips in the next episode. Thank you, my friends. Thank you,
Bye.
Heidi.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.